Good evening. In a highly anticipated legal decision that has captured the attention of residents and political figures alike, a judge in Dalton, Illinois, has ruled against Mayor Tiffany Henyard's controversial attempt to consolidate power within her office. The ruling, which came down earlier this week, has caused a stir in the small but politically active city, with many questioning what this means for the future of Dalton's governance and Henyard's political future. The dispute centers around Henyard's efforts to alter the city's governance structure in a way that many critics considered a power grab. Henyard, who has served as the mayor of Dalton for some time, proposed changes that would have significantly increased her control over the city's operations. In particular, Henyard sought to bypass the city council's oversight in certain areas, arguing that the city's leadership needed to act more decisively and with greater unity to address pressing challenges. These changes, which would have given Henyard more unilateral authority, were seen by many as a direct challenge to the democratic principles that govern the city. Henyard's supporters, including some members of the city's business community, have argued that Dalton is facing numerous issues that require bold leadership. They contend that the current structure, which places significant power in the hands of the city council, often leads to gridlock and inefficiency. In their view, Henyard's proposed changes were meant to streamline decision-making, reduce bureaucratic delays, and tackle issues like economic development, crime, and infrastructure repair head-on. Supporters also point out that Henyard was elected by the people of Dalton, and they believe she should be empowered. However, Henyard's critics have been vocal in their opposition, arguing that the proposed changes would undermine the democratic principles that have defined the city's governance. They claim that shifting so much power into the hands of one individual would erode the system of checks and balances that ensures fair representation and accountability. For many, the concern was that Henyard's efforts were not just about improving Dalton, but about consolidating political power for her own gain. Critics argue that by sidelining the city council and other officials, Henyard was attempting to create a more authoritarian structure where one person would have the final say in key decisions. The legal challenge that led to this week's ruling was brought forward by several members of the city council and local residents who were concerned about the potential consequences of Henyard's proposed changes. The plaintiffs argued that the mayor's attempt to concentrate power violated the city's charter, which was designed to ensure a balance of authority between the mayor and the council. The case went to court, and after several weeks of deliberations, the judge ruled that Henyard's proposed changes were not legally permissible, siding with those who believed that Dalton's established governance structure should remain intact. The ruling is significant because it reaffirms the importance of checks and balances in local government. It underscores the idea that no single individual should have unchecked authority over a city's operations. The judge's decision has been hailed by many as a victory for transparency, accountability, and democracy. For residents who were concerned about the erosion of local government oversight, the ruling provides a sense of relief. It also sends a clear message to other political leaders in Dalton and across Illinois that attempts to centralize power can have serious legal consequences. However, the decision has not been without its share of controversy. Henyard and her supporters have expressed frustration, with some arguing that the judge's ruling stifles much-needed progress in Dalton. They maintain that the current governance structure is outdated and slow, and they believe that Henyard's vision was one that could have brought real change to the city. Supporters have pointed out that Henyard was elected to lead and should be empowered to make decisions that could address the many challenges facing Dalton, such as rising crime rates, a struggling local economy, and deteriorating infrastructure. From their perspective, the ruling represents a setback for the mayor's efforts to improve the city's future. For Henyard, this ruling represents a significant setback, but it's not necessarily the end of the road. There are several possible avenues she could take in response to the court's decision. First, Henyard could choose to appeal the ruling, challenging the judge's interpretation of Dalton's charter and pushing for a change in the legal landscape. This would likely lead to a protracted legal battle, one that could stretch on for months or even years. If Henyard takes this route, the political divisions in Dalton could deepen, as her supporters rally around her and her critics continue to call for a restoration of democratic principles. Alternatively, Henyard could decide to pivot and find ways to work within the existing governance structure, despite her frustrations. This would likely require her to engage more with the city council and work collaboratively to address the city's issues. Whether Henyard can regain the trust of both the council and the public after such a contentious episode remains to be seen. The ruling has clearly shaken her political standing, and how she navigates this situation could have long-term consequences for her future in office. For the residents of Dalton, this legal battle has been an eye-opening experience. It has exposed the deep political divisions within the community, with some residents supporting Henyard's push for more centralized power and others fearing that such a shift could lead to an erosion of democratic rights. In the wake of the ruling, many are left wondering what comes next for Dalton. Will the city be able to heal from the tensions caused by this controversy, or will it continue to be divided along political lines? The impact of this ruling will undoubtedly shape the political landscape in Dalton for years to come. It raises important questions about the role of local government and the balance of power between elected officials and the people they serve. Will Henyard be able to rebuild her reputation and continue to lead the city, or will this ruling mark the beginning of the end for her time as mayor? And what will the residents of Dalton decide in the next election? Will they choose a new path forward, or will they continue to support Henyard's vision for the city's future? As of now, Henyard has not publicly commented on the ruling, leaving many to speculate about her next steps. Will she challenge the decision in court, or will she look for alternative ways to pursue her political goals? The coming months will be crucial in determining how this legal battle will ultimately shape Dalton's future. As we continue to follow this developing story, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments and any new moves by Mayor Henyard. For now, the city of Dalton remains in a state of uncertainty, with its leadership under intense scrutiny. Stay tuned as we bring you more coverage on this unfolding situation. For Henyard herself, this court decision has complicated her path forward. While the ruling has dealt a blow to her political agenda, it's not the end of her political career. Henyard now finds herself at a crossroads, with several potential options available to her. She could decide to appeal the decision, challenging the legal interpretation of Dalton's charter in an effort to push forward with her original vision. However, this would likely lead to further division within the community and potentially alienate a significant portion of her base. Alternatively, Henyard could seek to rebuild trust with the city council and the public by working within the existing governance framework. This approach would require significant political recalibration and a focus on collaboration rather than unilateral action. One of the broader implications of this ruling is the deepened political divide that it has exposed within Dalton. While some residents support Henyard's vision of a stronger, more centralized leadership, others are deeply concerned about the potential erosion of democratic processes. This division could have lasting consequences for the city's political landscape, as future elections and local decisions will likely be influenced by the way this legal battle unfolds. The question remains whether the people of Dalton will continue to rally behind Henyard or seek a new direction in future elections. Ultimately, this legal case raises broader questions about the role of local government and the limits of executive power in American cities. While Henyard's actions were seen by some as an attempt to streamline government and bring about positive change, they also highlighted the delicate balance that must be maintained between effective leadership and democratic accountability. As Dalton's residents continue to grapple with these issues, the ruling will likely serve as a reminder of the importance of maintaining a system of checks and balances, even in local governments. Whether this case is a turning point for Dalton or just a temporary setback for Henyard remains to be seen, but it is clear that the city's political future will be shaped by the fallout from this controversial legal decision. As the city of Dalton moves forward, the community will be left to determine whether the ruling will bring about healing and restore faith in its leadership, or if it will deepen the political divisions that have been laid bare by this legal challenge. Only time will tell how Henyard's future in office will unfold. But one thing is certain: the residents of Dalton are now more aware than ever of the delicate balance between leadership and accountability, and how that balance shapes the future of their city. The outcome of this legal battle will likely influence not only the next mayoral race, but also the future of local governance in Dalton for years to come. As this story continues to unfold, be sure to stay informed and up to date with all the latest developments. If you found this coverage insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth news and analysis on this ongoing situation and other important stories. Your support helps us bring you the latest updates and keeps you connected with the news that matters. Thanks for watching.